What if one of NASA's youngest astronauts saw something on the Moon that didn't belong there? In 1972, Apollo 16 astronaut Charles Duke became the 10th and youngest person to walk on the lunar surface. For 50 years, the world believed his story was all about moon rocks, science experiments and the famous lunar rover. But strange footage from Apollo 16 has led many to believe Duke witnessed something NASA never explained, what some now call the Moon's forbidden shadow. In April of 1972, humanity was nearing the end of its first great age of space exploration. Apollo 16 was the fifth mission to land men on the Moon, and with the program winding down, the stakes were high. NASA sent a veteran crew, Commander John Young, Command Module Pilot Ken Mattingly, and Lunar Module Pilot Charles Duke, to a destination unlike any before, the Descartes Highlands. This rugged, heavily cratered region was chosen for a specific reason. It was a place shrouded in scientific mystery, a landscape that promised to rewrite our understanding of the Moon itself. For decades, scientists had debated the Moon's origins. Was it a geologically dead world, or did it once burn with volcanic fire? The Descartes Highlands, with its unique light-coloured plains, was the prime candidate for finding proof of ancient lunar volcanism. The crew's primary objective was to traverse this alien geology, to find and collect specific rock samples that could serve as time capsules from the Moon's violent formative years. They were hunting for clues to a past hidden for billions of years. For 3 days, Duke and Young became the first humans to explore this highland region. They pushed the lunar roving vehicle to its limits, navigating treacherous slopes and crater rims. Every moment was meticulously documented. They deployed scientific instruments, drilled core samples, and captured hundreds of photographs and hours of 16mm film, creating a priceless archive of their journey. This data was meant to provide definitive answers, but for all the answers they found, the footage may have captured a new, unsettling question. Decades later, as researchers digitally restored these historic films, something unexpected emerged. Buried within the official record, a fleeting anomaly appears. A dark, distinct shape is seen moving across the lunar surface with impossible speed. It's not a shadow from the lander, nor does it behave like a camera artifact. It's a silent, unexplained traveller in the background of one of history's greatest achievements. A mystery hiding in plain sight. April 21st, 1972. Apollo 16 astronauts are exploring the Moon's Descartes Highlands. During their second excursion on the lunar rover, the vehicle's camera captured something extraordinary. As Charles Duke drove, a solid, fast-moving shadow streaked across the barren landscape. In a world where every shadow should be static and predictable, this anomaly demanded an explanation. But none was readily available. Analysts began a process of elimination. The shadow's path didn't match the astronauts' movements or any part of the rover. What about dust? On the airless Moon there is no wind. Any disturbed particles would follow a simple arc and fall. This object, however, moved with a speed and straight-line trajectory that defied the simple physics of the lunar environment, ruling out debris. When investigators slowed the footage, the mystery deepened. This was no video artifact or lens flare. It was a patch of perfect darkness that maintained a consistent, defined shape as it travelled. This suggests a solid, three-dimensional object blocking the sun's light, casting its own distinct silhouette against the bright ground, a behaviour that no known camera malfunction from the era could possibly replicate. So what could it be? A small rock slide? Unlikely, as the object travelled horizontally across a flat plane. A trick of the low-angle sun? Improbable. Solar flares in the camera are bright and move with the lens, not the terrain. This leaves a more tantalizing possibility, that it was a real object. Did Charles Duke, a man known for his professionalism, witness something he couldn't explain and chose, or was told, to remain silent? UFO researchers argue the object's behavior is the key. It doesn't tumble like random debris. It moves with what appears to be controlled velocity on a steady path. They contend its sharp, unwavering silhouette is not characteristic of a natural phenomenon, but of a solid, structured object. A craft, or perhaps a figure, moving with intent across the plains of Descartes, forever captured in a few frames of video. Here's where things get interesting. To understand the mystery, we have to look not at what was said, but what was left unsaid. This brings us to the mission's lunar module pilot, Charles Duke. As the youngest person to walk on the moon, Duke was a celebrated hero. Yet when it comes to his time in the Descartes Highlands, he has always been remarkably and perhaps intentionally selective with his words. In interviews, Duke eloquently recounts the mission's challenges and the profound experience of seeing Earthrise. He paints a vivid picture of a desolate, magnificent landscape. But in this curated narrative there is a glaring omission. He never mentions the strange moving shadow on Stone Mountain, a detail captured by the camera but seemingly erased from his public memory. Why the silence? One theory points to the immense personal and professional stakes. For a decorated astronaut, admitting to seeing something inexplicable could invite career-ending ridicule. In the post-Apollo era, NASA was fighting for its budget. Any hint of unexplainable phenomena could undermine the scientific credibility of the entire program. The so-called giggle factor was a powerful deterrent. Another possibility is that the silence wasn't Duke's choice alone. It's been suggested that NASA actively managed the narrative. In debriefings, astronauts were guided to focus on scientific data. Anomalies were often internally dismissed as instrument malfunctions or ice particles. The agency's goal was to present a clean scientific account to the public, free from distracting mysteries. And so, for decades, the footage lay dormant in NASA's vast archives. It wasn't until the dawn of the digital age that the anomaly was rediscovered. A new generation of citizen investigators connected by online forums began meticulously combing through the historical record. Frame by frame, they analyzed the clip, bringing the moving shadow of Apollo 16 out of the darkness and into public view. NASA has never confirmed anything unusual about the footage. Officially, any mystery shadows are explained by dust kicked up by the rover, poor video resolution, or lens flares. And it's true, Apollo footage is grainy, filmed with early TV cameras and full of distortions. But believers counter with this. Dust doesn't cast solid outlines and light tricks don't move with such intent. So what are we left with? 1. Natural explanation, a camera glitch, dust cloud or rock slide. 2. Human error, video artifacts mistaken for something real. 3. The forbidden theory that Apollo 16 accidentally filmed something or someone already on the moon. 50 years later, Charles Duke's mission is celebrated as one of NASA's greatest successes. Yet the mystery of the Apollo 16 shadow remains unsolved. Was it just a trick of the light, or did Duke see something he could never reveal? Until NASA directly addresses it, the secret of the moon's shadow is left for us to decide. So what do you think? Was Apollo 16's shadow just an illusion or proof that the moon hides more than we've been told?